Okay, Nick, so I don't have Guy home. He's off taking his Regents today, so I'll have to make the second video by myself here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a liquid base here, and we prefer almond milk in the house. You can make your own almond milk at your age and lifestyle. You don't have the time. So what you want to do is you want to fill it depending upon how big of a smoothie you want, because you have a blender. You have a Ninja blender, which is comparable to this Vitamix. So you're going to adjust the amounts. I'm going to go for a little over a cup. You could easily start with 2 cups of almond milk as your base. The other thing that we do here is, I know this sounds so ghetto, but bananas before they're marked like this are not ready to eat. They cause bloating in the stomach. They're harder to digest. Even animals in nature will look for the ones that are ripe. You know, us stupid Americans, we're taught to reject things with imperfections. So these aren't even as ripe as I would like. Remember, when they're brown on the outside like this, unless they're mushy, they are pure white on the inside. So the other half of this bunch I just peeled and put in this bowl here. Look at how white they are. There's nothing wrong with those bananas. So I break them up and then I put them in the freezer so that they're ready to go. They're frozen chunks. And that's a great tip because you're going to want to be fast. You're going to have a smoothie for meal and you're going to want it to be fast and easy. So the riper the bananas are, the better. And freeze them and break them ahead of time. You do have to take them out of their skins, or else a frozen banana in its skin is really hard to get out. So I'm going to put in equivalent for me of 1 banana. You can take more. All of these amounts, you know, you have a faster metabolism than me. I'm a woman, you know, you're a male, you can eat more. Next thing, so I get this bag here at BJ's. We don't have a Costco near us. It's called BJ's. So I don't have a big scoop. Okay, I'm just going to excuse my hands here. Forgot to bring over a scoop. I'm holding the iPhone with the other hand. So again, get what you can organic. If you can't get something organic, look, what's the most important thing that goes in this smoothie is what you're not eating. You're not having wheat, you're not having sugar. You know, if you try going off dairy for a while, dairy is not good for humans. You're not having dairy. So, you know, there's no extra, you know, all the crap. So this is basic fruit smoothie. Now, we are not deficient in fruit. So all this stuff in here, the berries are very low calorie. They're almost nothing. But they've got a lot of high nutrients and antioxidants. The bananas are going to make it creamy and substantive, and they're a really good burning, you know, source, a good carbohydrate source for burning energy, for running, for working out. I'm sure you know that. So what's some of the, how do you make this into a real powerhouse of a meal? Well, I buy these bags of spinach, which can get expensive, but we buy them when they're on sale because they only have a couple of days to go before expiration, and we stick them in the freezer. So you can't tell right now, but this is actually frozen spinach from the freezer. I don't know if I can get some of the, see there's some frost on that, but it's frozen spinach. You hear as it hits in there like cards. So that helps make it frosty and nice and cold. So I'm going to load that up. And let me tell you, the more greens you can get in, and I used spinach this morning also in the juicing video. It's not just spinach. You could do kale, you could do chard, dandelion greens. Just be aware that some of those other more stringent greens are going to be a little bit more bitter. So I also like to add my little cube of ginger here. I wonder if that's even going to be too much. That ginger is really spicy. So I had some this morning, so I'm only going to add a little bit here. In goes the ginger. Now, this is a very good green smoothie. How do you make it a superfood smoothie? Good question, Aunt April. I swear to you, I'm not a witch doctor, but this is the lineup. All right? Clean greens or green powders that from all stuff, you and I don't have the time to sit around eating, you know, 10 cups of salad. So I'm going to put in half a scoop of some green powders. These things are all optional, but I found really work well for me. Oh, I'm missing a little spoon in the maca. You know, all those minds can't be wrong. And this is a protein powder that does agree with me. You know, so it's a vegetable protein powder. Ralph likes it too, and I like this brand because it dissolves the most smooth. I spent a lot of money. I mean, these canisters, I mean, this one was almost $25. Some of them go up to $50. And if you buy the whole big canister, I mean, you don't like the first scoop, well, you're kind of stuck with it. And we're down at the bottom there, so I'm just going to add in what's left. There's only about a scoop left. And chia seeds, I'm sure you've heard about chia seeds and all its benefits. I'm not going to add chia seeds to me, but remember, these things expand to 9 times their size, their volume in water or liquid. So they're really going to thicken up that shake. If you find your shake gets too thick, add a little bit more almond milk or water or ice. Things I would give Uncle Ralph: coconut oil. It says oil, but it hardens like, I can't get the top off with one hand, but it hardens like butter at room temperature, and that's fine. But this is another thing that's wonderful for your digestive system and immunity, and men need the calories. And I actually bought this jar by mistake. It should say raw almond butter. A peanut butter almond butter that doesn't have anything else other than almonds in it is fantastic. And frankly, if you're really trying just to kind of clean out your system, go for almond butter. You know, peanuts have that anaphylactic acid which agitate your system. So, you know, even though you don't die from it, you're not allergic, staying off it for a while really helps the whole rest of your body put its energy where it needs to. Now, this is what makes cacao powder. This is chocolate before it's processed. Everybody's like, oh, chocolate's so healthy, all those antioxidants. That does not mean to go eat Dutch processed chocolate and a bag of M&Ms. This is the cacao powder that's healthy. All right, so it has amazing properties, but then once you heat it up over like 118 degrees, all of those wonderful properties are killed. So this is actually natural cacao and cocoa and chocolate have caffeine in them. So this is actually a little bit too much for me. So I put these, Ralph tolerates this well. I don't sleep all night. This is like 2 cups of coffee for a small scoop. So it'll get you going. It's another good source. So now we have our green smoothie / superfood smoothie. Oh, and the last thing I like to add is some aloe vera gel. You can Google that. There's more information on that if you want to. But that's a Lily of the Desert aloe vera gel. Okay, on the lid goes, and up it goes. All right, now how else can you make this really fantastic? You can add cucumber in here. You can add parsley, yeah, and cilantro, any other of those greens. But if you only had a regular blender, I wouldn't do that because of stems of parsley or cilantro or anything else. Even kale, I wouldn't do in a regular blender. But that Ninja is supposed to be almost, I think, 2 horsepower, so it should really grind it up fine. So I'm going to go grab my mason jar again. Pop the top off of this, and it's probably going to be a little bit purpley today because of those berries. Normally it would just be green between the banana and the rice powder. All right, and so this is now lunch. You know, look, you're going to need more. I just made a smoothie for lunch today because I realized how my juicing video is useless since you don't actually have a juicer. So I made this for you, but you only really, if you're going to liquid twice a day, I would suggest breakfast and late afternoon, or breakfast and if you need a light dinner. But you're going to need actually to chew food. All right, that's it. Hope all is well. I'll talk to you later.